Hey, just shoot some questions at me.
Do you recommend listen to the binary beat assist in getting into the state of relaxing to embed ideas? I don't know.
If you believe that that will work for you, then it will. Quite simple. It's not about what I believe, it's about what you believe. Remember, this ain't about me, this is about you.
Someone said, if something painful happens and I initially react emotionally in sadness, then by the next day my energy changes to faith. Is that still okay,
Yeah,
or
that's
do I
fine.
need to
That's fine.
initially
That's
react
fine.
to calm?
There's no issue with being emotionally swayed. Don't listen to these spiritual niggas that make it seem as if you're sad once, you're fucked, then it's game over. No. It's not about you entering a state of negativity. That's the issue. The issue is the duration to how long you're in that negative energetic state before you elevate your awareness and you realize that you are in your desired reality because that energy builds up. That build up gains momentum. That momentum then is what solidifies the frequency into a reality. Next.
Could you give me some game you shared with GY Trades to take his trading game to the next level?
GY, that's my guy, man. Well, you have to understand that typically with traders, there's a lot of unconscious fears. The reason why I was able to do with him, and he made 7 figures in 1 week, for those of you who don't know, if you search up GY Trades on Instagram, that's my client. I can't disclose the amount that he made, but it was 7 figures in 1 week, and he was used to doing that in like every 3 months, crypto trader. And one thing that I concluded with him was that there was this unconscious fear of success, which is what happens with a lot of people. A lot of you are actually afraid of success and you don't even realize it. Because let me ask you a question. Who and what would you lose if you gained what you want? That's a bar, write that down. Would you lose your friends? Would you lose your family? How would they treat you? How would they look at you? Would you be able to relate to them? Would you be able to experience the same things as them? Would you be alone? Would you be isolated? Would you be misunderstood? All of these things play an effect. So we had to rearrange that. And that was one of the things. But yeah, shoot more.
There's a Russian guy that, huh? There, there was a Russian guy that nearly millions follow, telling you have to clean your house nearly every day, like wiping the floor, cleaning dishes, have order your closet, eating at home, and not restaurants, respecting your parents no matter what, and love them. Be a student to everyone in your life, every social thing,
I like that.
and then money's gonna follow to you, and all your problems gonna be solved. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that's what's going to solve your money problems. I think what's going to solve your money problems is solving your money problems. But everything else, it's a certain sense of humility, seeing everybody as your teacher. That's how I see everybody that I meet. So yeah.
Nero, you mentioned the delay. What did takes, how long the
Jammed.
delay will be.
Jammed.
What dictates how long the
You
delay
good
will
there, bro.
be.
The
Relax, bro.
word dick is getting you
Relax.
crazy.
Bro, throw me off. How long the delay will be in seeing it in your reality?
Well, that question is you asking when. And if you were just listening to what I was saying, you're asking the wrong question. All manifestation is instant because manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. When the moment you put on the frequency, yeah, the moment you put on the frequency and you keep it on is the degree of how long it takes for it to manifest. When you take it off, you're not manifesting anymore. I hope you understand the example that I just gave. Once again, stop asking me how long is it going to take for it to manifest, because that in of itself shows that you're misunderstanding still the definition of manifestation. Hence why I keep repeating it. Manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. So then, if that is the case, then you wouldn't need to see reality change, and reality changing wouldn't even matter. And until you can get to that point, it's not going to manifest.
All right, it's 3:30, but hey Nero, what are your thoughts on
There's
medication
only
slash
like
therapy?
there's only like two small bits left for defense. But yeah,
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on medication slash therapy?
do it if you need it.
Someone keeps spamming this question, but it's one that we could just never understand. Could you not fuse desired realities and make it one, like identity has many parts, but it's one?
What? Say that again.
Could you not fuse desired realities and make it one, like identity has many parts, but it's one?
Yeah, technically you could, but I understand what he's saying. I'm assuming he's talking about having multiple desired realities and fusing them into one. Yes, you could. but that would just take a lot of time for you to come up with, which you're more than welcome to. What I always recommend to my clients is choosing one desired reality that has a ripple effect in every other aspect of their life that positively affects them. So for most of my clients, if they were to make the amount of money that they would want to make, they'd feel more happier, they'd feel more free. That freeness and that abundance and calm state of mind would then affect their family. They'd be able to spend more time with their family. They'd be able to spend more time with their partner. You see what I'm saying here? So choose one domino that knocks down all of them. Or if you want to do this thing where you're talking about fusing 10 different things, bro, that's up to you.
Can you please address wondering about the when, how, or why?
I already did that.
You said
When,
once.
how, or why. There is no why. You understand why. Why is everything that I've covered as a prerequisite to the multi-dimensional explanation. The how is not for you to worry about, and that's something you need to keep at the top of your mind, because your old frequency is going to ask you how. It's going to say, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Because it wants you to try to come up with an answer, but you can't come up with a fucking answer because our minds are finite, which means limited, which means we can't conceive of all the multitude of possibilities how our desired reality is going to materialize. So when you say it's not for me to know, you're letting go and letting God. You see how everything's tying in together. And when you let go and let God, you get out the way and allow the infinite to unfold your manifestation in an infinite amount of ways. That is what you need to do. And the when I also covered is your wrong definition of manifestation.
You once said in your YouTube videos that prayer isn't some vain repetition. Does that mean we shouldn't do this?
I didn't say it. I didn't say that. Christ said. I didn't say that. Christ said that in our Mark. But what?
Does that mean we shouldn't do this 5 level of frequency every day or every hour?
Vain repetition. Remember, repetition, verbal repetition. When you speak, you're speaking on the physical plane. It's the realm of effect. What you're doing with the 5 levels of frequency isn't vain verbal repetition. It's on a higher plane of existence. So no, it's not the same.
With revision, does it change how we feel about what happened, or does it change the actual events with visible consequences in our present reality?
That's a very tricky question, especially the second part. But what I will say, it changes how you feel about the event. When you change how you feel, you change your frequency, then you change what you begin to experience. That second part might be a bit tricky. I don't have an answer.
Every time I'm meditating or falling asleep, does it count?
Yeah, it's fine.
That used to happen to me.
No, it's fine. Me too. Some days I'll wake up. My girl would walk in, she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'll be like, "Meditating." I was dead asleep.
Do you have any tips or best practices or resources on meditation?
Nah, just do it. Stop trying to do resources for some shit that you can do for free right now.
Also, how do we get the replay of this? I missed half of it, unfortunately. UK time messed me up.
Oh, you'll get an email of it. You'll get an email of it in a couple of hours. You don't need to worry about that.
If someone makes their money in the field like crypto, where the market doesn't wait for one to be present, should they let that dictate their habits if opportunities can be missed during that time spent on meditation?
If you believe opportunities can be missed to begin with, then you enter a frequency where you miss opportunities. You never miss opportunity.
Struggling to balance practicality and spirituality with this.
The practicality is preceded by first the correct mentality. That's a borrow that down. Whoo, I need to write that one down.
Someone said, until you feel you are steaming. So they said, until you feel you are steaming. Don't know. Everyone is you pushed out. Okay. When I speak to my mother, she reaffirms the programs I have had since childhood that I am trying to unlearn. How do I speak with her without feeling frustrated?
Well, you feel frustrated because this is actually tying into what I'm about to talk to you here. So, the second part of defense is through a correct understanding of what people are. People, no matter if it's your mother, your best friend, your partner, people are frequencies. And because people are frequencies, you're not dealing with people, you're dealing with frequencies. Simple question. Do you want the frequency of that person you're talking to? Yes or no? Then if the answer is yes, then keep interacting. Keep interacting, keep trying to convince them on what you think, keep trying to debate them, keep trying to get them to see the world the way that you do. And then guess what? You will enter their world. Do you want to enter their world? I'd assume not. So then what you need to do, keep it to yourself. That's it. It's literally that simple. People are frequencies. Do you want the frequency of the person that you're interacting with? So let's say it's your mom. Do you want to enter her frequency? Then keep interacting with her on this topic. Okay, I started. You got me. Keep interacting with her surrounding this topic that we're talking about right here. Keep trying to convince her to see the way of the world that you do. Keep trying to convince her to see things like you do, that your way is the right way. And you're going to have to enter her world to speak to her. And the truth of the matter is, once you enter her world, you set emotion for energetic momentum to build up and you experience that. The truth of the matter is, you need to keep it to yourself. And you do have to understand that there's a way that you can protect yourself, because the issue is right now you lot are going raw, pause. And you're going raw because you're not understanding the basis of things. So you should do what I call the metaphysical morning. And maybe I'll turn this into a video too. This is something that my clients also pay me for, which is the metaphysical morning. The metaphysical morning is preceded by a couple of things. So the first thing you do when you wake up, is that you read. You read a metaphysical book. I've given you niggas plenty of recommendations throughout this thing, and I'm sure you have one, so don't ask me. The second thing you do is meditate. Meditation, I'd recommend a simple silence meditation. Sit in silence for 20 minutes, set a timer on your phone. Don't argue with your thoughts, just let them flow. Do that for 20 minutes. Then reading can also be 20 minutes. It depends how much time you have, of course. Alter this to your schedule. There was one point where I used to read for 5 minutes, meditate for 5 minutes, and then visualize for 5 minutes when I was in uni, because I lived far away from my uni, so I had to get up quite early. And the final thing is visualize or do the technique that you want. And this one has no timer. And if you do this first thing in the morning, what you do is something very important. You tune your frequency before the world tunes it for you. You brainwash yourself before the world brainwashes it for you. You program yourself before the world has the opportunity to program you. And I say that in reflection to those people that you love. The issue why your mom's bothering you right now is because you're probably doing damage control. You're probably going throughout your day, then trying to do your visualization or this metaphysical shit at night. That's damage control. You need to put on your armor before you go into battle. You need to put on protection before you need to put on protection before you go into it. Pause. You get what I'm saying here? Because the issue is a lot of people are struggling to deal with the frequencies of the world and those around them and defend their frequencies because they're trying to create their frequency after the world has just already beat them in. What you actually need to do is to tune yourself first, go out into your world, and I guarantee you'll react differently. Next.
Right. Like combined desired realities and still be one. Example, money and love.
Yeah. Next.
Timeline question revised. If a manifestation takes long than a week, a month, etc., at what point should you realize that you need to fix your process?
You need to fix your process. Thank you for revising that question. Shut up. You need to fix your process if you don't feel like you've already got your desired reality, and that doesn't need to take you a month to figure out. Remember, you're still asking me the wrong question. You're still saying at what point, how long does it take for my reality to come in before I realize something's wrong? No, that's not what manifestation is, guys. Internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. There's something wrong in your process if you need to see reality change. There's nothing wrong in your process if you don't need to see reality change.
How are you reading all these books and remembering everything?
I don't remember everything.
How can one take on or adopt a frequency they've never experienced before? Wealth, freedom. If I've never really understood what my desired reality will feel
you don't even need to finish the question. I'll give you an example. Think about something that you've never experienced, somebody that you love, whether it's a friend, a family member. Think about them dying and they're alive. They haven't died, assuming, right? Pick somebody who hasn't died. They haven't died yet. And let me know how you feel. Because what you're going to feel is those emotions that are resonant with how you'd feel if they did die. So don't tell me that you can't experience emotions that you've never experienced before, because every time that you're afraid of something, we're all afraid of things that have never even happened, because our imagination tricks us into feeling that they've already happened because we see it with such intensity and vividness. You just need to do the same thing, just opposite. You actually have the block in your mind that you can't, which is actually stopping you from being able to do that in the first place.
Why didn't you tell me that a few months ago? The hell, bro.
Should have asked that question.
Needed that.
Should have asked that question.
Do you think reality transurfing is mandatory?
No, I think you're mandatory. Next.
when the universe test comes and you respond with faith, the manifestation will then follow. If this is a correct understanding, I told my girlfriend I'm not doubting anymore when she was giving up on our situation. Next day, I get 2 calls from job interviews. Is this the process?
I don't understand
I
that.
don't,
Is he
yeah.
trying to manifest his girl or jobs? Ask that
That's
question again.
that's what I was trying to. I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Yeah, I don't know if it was the job thing or the girlfriend thing. How do I cement my desired reality? I swing between periods of extreme wealth and then extreme poverty.
How do you manifest your desired reality? He swings between
Cement.
cement because he swings between extreme wealth and extreme.
Yeah.
Well, that's simply because how do you feel in extreme wealth? Probably euphoric, amazing, elated. How do you feel in extreme poverty? Probably stressed, worried, and anxious. You need to be the exact same way how you would be in poverty as you would be in wealth, and that's how you escape the pendulum swing of the universe. The universe sees it can get you gassed and it can make you happy. So your old frequency knows anytime I want this nigga to feel too good, I can just come make it feel good. But then when I want some negative energy, whoosh, and swing you straight back. You need to be, as what they speak about in the Buddhism, which is the middle path. You need to be completely neutral.
You got anything else you need to cover? There's a few more questions, but it's 3:43.
Only one more thing, really and truly, which is kind of like a two thing. But give me two more questions, and then I'll end on that. By the way, guys, if you don't get any questions, if you ask a question and I don't answer it, and then this thing cuts, then DM me on Insta. Just put workshop as a keyword on Instagram at Nero Knowledge. Put workshop as the first word. So when I check my IG, I'll see that keyword and then I'll just start answering whatever questions you have left.
How can I stop?
Because I don't know if this shit's gonna turn up or not.
How can I stop being obsessed with somebody bothering me?
How can I stop being obsessed with somebody bothering me? You sound obsessed. How can I stop being obsessed with somebody bothering me? I don't understand that. Hold on, give me a second. How can I stop being obsessed with someone bothering me? You have to ask yourself, what is it about this particular individual in the way that they're treating you that is triggering you internally? Because what they're triggering is something that's already within you. So look for that and then seek to remove it from yourself. And then when they try to do their bullshit, it's not going to work.
How do we tap into / discover our unconscious fears? How did you do it?
Say that again.
How do we tap into / discover our unconscious fears? How did you do it?
What I recommend to my clients is get yourself into a meditative state and understand that most of our unconscious fears arise from childhood, but we grow up and experience so many things that we forget about them. So I always say get into a meditative state and then imagine the childhood version of you in front of you, literally see them in front of you and ask them what they're afraid of. Keep following that.
Can you give one example of how you changed DY Trade's crypto trader fear of success? I face the same issue.
See, it's very specific. It's very, very specific. And I don't want to put his business out there. So just DM me on Instagram because that's a bit personal. I can't be talking about my clients' psychological issues in depth. But you have to understand the fear of success. If you want to simply cut a fear of success, you just need to be willing to be the one. So in a sense, there's social contracts that we sign up for that is kind of parasitic in a sense that we sign up for people's approval and love, but we stay at one level. You need to be willing to detach yourself from that. I had to get him to be calm with being unrelatable. I had to get him calm with being unrecognizable. I had to get him calm with not feeling out of place or feeling out of place. Next.
If action is effect, then doesn't changing your state of vibration become an effect since I'm doing it now?
What?
If action is effect, then doesn't changing your state of vibrations become an effect since I'm doing it now?
Of course, it will become an effect because changing your vibration is associated with changing yourself on the mental plane, which is cause. So, of course, that cause will lead to an effect. Next.
I've done the revision thing with tapping into trauma and changing the situation to show what you wish could happen. If one feels guilty or like they're lying to themselves doing this, should they stop or continue until it doesn't feel like that?
I feel like you're lying to yourself. If you feel like you're lying to yourself, that means your logical brain, your left hemisphere is too awake, which means that you're attempting to do these techniques while your brain isn't in theta. You're not relaxed enough because once you trigger your mind into theta, brainwave state, which is 4 to 8 hertz, your mind becomes less logical. Imagination starts to take place. Your dreams aren't logical. That's why you experience them, because you're in an alpha theta state. If you are trying to visualize some shit and your mind feels like it's lying to yourself, that means you're not relaxed enough. You're probably as wide awake as I am right now, which means your brain's operating from beta and your left hemisphere is active. So it's saying na 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 and rejecting it. So you actually just need to immerse yourself deep into a more meditative state.
Have you explored lucid dreaming to go into your subconscious?
No, I've only ever lucid dreamed that once. Next.
Faith, as the faith levels up, I'm feeling that I'm commanding things more when I talk. Is that a form of this process as well? Like when Jesus commanded the tree not to bear fruit?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the next level of manifestation?
In a sense, yes.
Someone said, when's your birthday?
Next question.
Can you repeat what you
May
said?
16. May 16.
Can you repeat what you said to write down again?
What? I don't even know how far back that is. I'm sorry.
So
You're going to have to catch that in the recording.
Do you think shit like popcorn jerking off or casual sex
Popcorn jerking off?
No. Shit. Do you think shit like porn, jerking off, casual sex fucks with your psychology like so many people make it out to be on the internet?
You know it fucks with your psychology. It doesn't necessarily have to fuck up your manifestations, though.
What thought, Luke?
I recommend looking into sexual kung fu. Get a book by Mantak Chia called Sexual Kung Fu. I do recommend reading it. It doesn't necessarily have to fuck up your manifestations, but in a sense, let's say that you are overly sexually active and that's something that you don't want to be anymore. Every time you do that, you're depleting your amount of self-trust because you said, I'm not going to do that. And when you do it, you're decreasing your self-trust, which means you're depleting your confidence, you're depleting your conviction, so you deplete your manifestation. Is the actual act of casual sex or jerking off affecting shit? No, it's more so the underlying thing that it represents.
What thought loop helped you become a spiritual teacher?
I'm not a spiritual teacher. I'm a spiritual student who just talks this shit online. Next.
What if you do night shifts as work? How do you tune your world before the world tunes it for you?
Before you leave your house, do the shit that I said. It doesn't matter if it's nighttime, doesn't matter if it's daytime.
About the morning routine, wasn't it first praying or it changed?
No, it doesn't particularly matter. All that matters is that you're doing those acts. The order doesn't matter. You can meditate you can meditate if you want first, you can read if you want first, you can visualize if you want after. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're doing those things because those things are going to calibrate your frequency before the world has the opportunity to do so. Next.
How to recharge subconscious mind.
Recharge subconscious mind. If you knew I were laughing. But recharging your subconscious mind is simply a process of doing what I said in the process where I told you about the technique that I give to my clients. So creating an emotional internal experience that is intense and vivid, that you actually begin to feel it and your mind can't distinguish if this is imagination or reality because you're triggering your senses. And then once you do that, you're naturally going to increase the amount of emotional charge into your subconscious and deplete the amount that you want it externally in reality.
Nero, is gratitude really the secret sauce to changing one's mindset?
No, you are the secret sauce to changing one's mindset. Gratitude is good for it.
Oh my gosh, we're reaching the bottom. Question re-asked. When the universe test comes to you and you respond with faith, the manifestation will then follow. Is this a correct understanding?
Yes, I already answered that. That's already correct.
I told my girlfriend I'm not doubting about the financial instability in our situation anymore with strong conviction. When she was giving up on our situation, next day I get 2 calls from job interviews. Is this the process?
Yeah, you're doing it right. I already told you that. You got it, my guy. Well done.
Is it better to remember our past for motivation, or will I be creating a future of that because of my attention will be focused on that?
Second answer, your attention will be focused on that. So you're concentrating. Your concentration alters your vibration. Your vibration becomes a frequency, which becomes a reality. So if you are going to look back to your past, let it not be focusing on experiences that were particularly negative and things that you wouldn't want to experience. If you're reminiscing on a past that represents a degree of positivity, then that's what you need to centralize on to bring some of that frequency into your current reality.
Do you have a resource on getting on the middle path?
No, not really. Sorry.
Latest question just popped in now. How important is intention?
Not as much as the spiritual niggas make it out to be. You don't need to set an intention every day. Intention is just being conscious. So being conscious is good, but the actual act of setting an intention is something that's grossly not only oversimplified but also exaggerated in terms of its importance. What's important is about you attaining yourself across the 5 levels that I spoke about earlier and being conscious. So in a sense, it is important, but not the I want to set intentions, as people say. So to wrap up, so we actually got to the bottom.
Yeah.
You're telling me I did hundreds of questions.
There was actually 146, but some were repeats. So let's just call it 110 or something.
That's not 110. Are you mad? That's like 130. There was like 16 repeats, 15 at a max. You're telling me I did 130 questions? Guys, I literally feel like I'm gonna drop. But we actually done it. We actually done it. We actually done it. Wow. So the final part about defense. So once I told you the manifestation killers, and one of the other manifestation killers that I forgot to emphasize on is importance. If you feel like somebody mentioned earlier, that needy feeling or that desperate desire to see your desired reality, if you're in that particular state, then what you're actually going to do is repel yourself from your desired reality. Because here's the thing, importance is interpreted as in the universe as energetic space. The bigger the importance, the bigger the space. The bigger the importance, the bigger space in between you and your desired reality. D are over here, you over here. More often than not, it's importance that lays in between you. Once you have the ability to collapse the importance, and you collapse the space and your desired reality and you merge into one. How do I collapse importance, Nero? It's about doing everything that I mentioned earlier about internally, intensely, and vividly experiencing your desired reality within to such a degree and such an intensity that you generate an emotional charge, because that emotional charge is the language of the subconscious mind, and that belief that you're visualizing or that scene that you're visualizing is going to enter the subconscious mind, and the more that you experience it within, the less you're going to need it without. That's how you kill importance. Now the final part that I actually just want to say before we wrap up here is maintaining your frequency is the most important thing. And the way that you're going to maintain your frequency, guys, is by keeping everything that we spoke about today top of mind. And what I mean by that is this. What often happens is that we go through this third dimensional realm. Like we're all here right now, you're watching this recording or you're watching it live right now. We're all here right now. Everybody feels fucking like Buddha. You go out into the world 2 days later, you get caught up in the same bullshit. I need you to keep this stuff top of mind. I need you to either watch this recording every day, make your notes, or just look through your notes every day. Do the metaphysical morning, completely make sure that you're immersing yourself in your ability to see yourself from a high frequency in your desired reality as much as possible. Because the world will want you to forget this stuff. And you'll end up thinking to yourself, yeah, I messed up there. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have thought like this. I shouldn't have been moving like that. Because you forget, and that's normal. And I don't want you to beat yourself up about that. It's normal. It's so normal to end up slipping back into even me. I know you niggas think like I walk on, you know what I'm saying? Like I can fly and stuff like that. But trust me, I get caught up in the world too. So the thing that helps me is that because I'm constantly reading and watching videos and immersing myself, I keep this stuff top of mind. So maintaining my frequency is easy because I have a constant reminder of things that keep me aligned. So the notes that you make today are going to be the blueprint to lead to your desired reality. There's 3 minutes left.
Few more questions just came in.
Cool.
Do you still have questions about the universe / manifesting that you haven't been able to answer or understand despite all your knowledge?
No, not about manifestation, about other stuff.
What are your thoughts on telling others / introducing others to manifesting? I'm often met with, you are being delusional, or met with so many questions, but I definitely want to surround myself with those that also know about manifesting and would love to help my loved ones as well.
You'll end up naturally coming across people who are on your frequency so long as you maintain it. You'll come across people that are on your frequency. As far as getting other people into it, you can do what I do. Try send them a book or a video. If they watch it, if they don't, then they're not supposed to. Simple. By the way, guys, I actually do want to let you guys know something, and you're going to be the first people to know this.
Oh, Jesus, more questions.
More? How many more?
4 just came in.
Give me the questions.
How can I get to sing one of my R&B songs on one of your videos? would you charge me?
Send a video on Insta, and me and Angel see if we'll approve for a video.
Say less.
Yep.
Can
Next.
you share a link to the music you play in the background of your YouTube videos or a similar tune? It's very relaxing. I would love to play it while manifesting.
Mm, maybe.
What are a few new things you
It's
have?
called Rumination by Bandit. Rumination by Bandit. Rumination by Bandit. Next.
Oh, you actually know the name of it. So,
Yeah.
what are a few new things you have learned and applied in your life recently while teaching the subjects you teach?
My bank account isn't mine. It doesn't belong to me. I own nothing. And because I own nothing, I could never lose anything. So why would I ever have to worry about losing money or money going down or not having enough money because it doesn't belong to me and I'm always going to be sustained by the infinite intelligence so long as I have the capability of aligning myself through conviction, relaxation, serene confidence, and making sure that my 5 levels are all in line and making sure that I'm aligned on the mental plane, the spiritual plane, and physical plane, and making sure that I'm not caught up by the manifestation killers, importance, why, and importance, when and how, and then also making sure that I'm not being caught up by importance and I'm maintaining my frequency by keeping this stuff top of mind and making sure that this is a practice turned into a lifestyle. This is not a practice, this is a lifestyle. And in case this ends in 2 minutes, guys, it was a pleasure. I can't believe we got through all the questions. I thought we'd have bare. If you have any questions that maybe are gonna come to the top of your head, shoot me a message on IG saying workshop at the top, and I'll answer this question.
Someone said, what questions do you have about the universe then?
I don't have enough time to tell you about them, but it'd be to do with the stuff like the Law of One. If you've ever heard of that book, it'd be to do stuff like that.
Someone said, what about the second workshop?
Second workshop might be next month.
And they also, so Andrea said, thank you, Nero and AJ. Love you both.
Pleasure, considering I was the person that said that they want their money's worth and they don't want tomfoolery. So I'm assuming that's a good thing. Thank you very much. I remember the name, of course.
Will you be doing a subconscious mind video?
Oh, talking too loud there, mate. Talking too loud there, mate. I want to see if this ends.
Everyone's saying thank you.
Guys,
thank you all.
It was a pleasure. My brain feels like it's had an orgasm, like quite literally.
Nothing's popping up, so maybe we'll announcement.
Oh, yes, yes. The announcement, my glasses are half on, is that I'm writing a book. So see that soon. Yo, that was hilarious.
That's it.
That is hilarious. Yeah, yeah, I'm writing a book, guys. I'm just watching the screen just to see if it's gonna end or not.
I'm going to buy your book. Instantly bought. Big Daddy Nero. Sign it for me, Daddy.